All right, I think we're a little bit better. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. We're sitting pretty now. We're sitting pretty now. Welcome back to the late night show with Dr. Kojo. Let me get this light right. That's way too bright. There we go. There we go. Let's rock, y'all. Let's rock, y'all. Welcome back to the late night show with Dr. Kojo. I am your host, Dr. Kojo, your Hollywood mental health expert. And we are streaming live in a couple different places. We're streaming live on Facebook, LinkedIn, both my YouTube pages, Twitch, TikTok. How are y'all doing? Use the comment section to let me know what your name is and where you're checking in from. Kelly Lee McGregor. How are you? Leilani, what's up? What's up? Yeah, no, it's much better now. It was a modem router issue. I just plug everything out and then put it back in. So we are rolling now. We are rolling. Looks like we're having some issues on TikTok though. Let me know if y'all can see me on TikTok. Miss House, how are you? How are you doing? Yeah, Vicky, I think we're rolling now. Crystal clear, likely just desync. Okay, we're good to go. We were freezing on TikTok for a little bit, but we're not freezing anymore. Yeah, I see myself pretty good on TikTok. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Someone on TikTok says, thanks because of your content. I talked to my doctor and now you were diagnosed with autism, not just ADHD. Welcome to the family. Who's this? AG Mama and Mini 86. Welcome to the neurodivergent family. We're happy to have you. Cassandra, I appreciate you. Thank you. Y'all are far too kind. We have love from the UK, New Mexico in the house, Kern, California in the house. Jacqueline, how are you? People checking in from all over. We have an international audience. We have folks checking in from Australia. We'll have people popping from New Zealand and England, and Scotland, people from all over the globe. Newfoundland, Canada. I bet you didn't know that I know how to pronounce that. Yeah, I do. Maryland in the house, Rhode Island in the house, Austin, Texas in the house. People coming in from all over the place. Dallas, Texas in the house. I appreciate y'all. We have a very interesting topic tonight. We're talking about the hardest lesson for autistic people to learn. And I just made a YouTube video about this. It'll come out, let's see, I think Tuesday or Thursday. I think it'll come out next week, Thursday. So my YouTube is probably the best place to catch all my long form content. The majority of people in the world are used to seeing me like this, right? You're used to seeing me vertically. Not really this way, but if you like long form content from left to right, my YouTube may be the best place to catch it at. Let me read a couple more places where people are checking in from, and then we'll get started. San Antonio in the house, Virginia, Clearwater, Florida, Alabama, Seattle, Washington. Best luck to the Seahawks this weekend. UK. More people from the UK. Okay. And on TikTok, we have folks checking in from Chicago, Georgia, Lubbock, Texas, Dallas, Texas, Central Illinois, Stephanie from Canada, somebody from Ethiopia, Yosa from Ethiopia. That's cool. I'm excited. All right, so in my opinion, the hardest lesson for autistic people to learn, and I have made videos about this before, but the hardest lesson for autistic individuals to learn is that not everybody has the heart that they have. And what do I mean by that? Not everybody has the heart that you have. And one of the biggest reasons why you're in pain is because you assume that other people have the same heart that you have. I don't think that only autistic individuals make this mistake, but this is one of the mistakes that you make because you assume that people are good people. And your default setting, you would assume that everybody is a good person, everybody is kind, everybody would take their shirt off, their back, the same way that you would do for them. But oh no, that's not the world that we live in. That's not the world that we live in. And Rusty, thank you for the likes. Let's get the likes up on YouTube and on TikTok and on Facebook, so we can get this live stream out to other people who need to see this live stream, because a lot of people need to hear this. A lot of folks out there are disappointed because other people are not like them. And I was this way. I was exactly like this. And I had to learn that just because I would do something for somebody, it doesn't mean that they would do it for me. Tough. And I like what Leilani's saying here. Stop expecting you and other people. That's a good way to sum it up. Stop expecting you and other people. Keep in mind, not wanting something is just as good as having it. All right? Not wanting something is just as good as having it. So if you no longer desire and have that craving for people to be as good as you are, then you'll be a little happier. You'll be a lot happier, actually, because you no longer want the people to be like you, because you can't control people. Sometimes we feel like we can, but you can't control people. You can't control them. It's tough. And I have a couple of different talking points that took some notes to explain why you could be this person and why you catch yourself in one-sided relationships, situationships, friendships. And this is a form of heartbreak, guys. This is a form of heartbreak. It doesn't have to be romantic, but you are being let down in some sense because you want something from people. You want them to do you the same way you would do them. And as long as you want that, yeah, you could be a little sad. You could be a little sad. I got 3 talking points on this. Ooh, I like this right here. I like this. Always trust everyone to be themselves, but trust in the fact that you can see them well. Love this show right here. Love this show. I like that. All right. Now, this first talking point right here, to seek people, good intent. Communication is taken at face value. Oh, no, this is betrayal. Oh, big facts. This is betrayal now. This is betrayal. So my first talking point, number 1, autistic individuals may assume good intent, and the communication is taken at face value. Okay? And what does this mean? This means that when somebody tells you something, you believe them. And I don't want y'all to be paranoid or anything like that, but you can't just do that, all right? If somebody tells you something and you don't know who they are, and you don't know the type of character that they have, you can't just believe what somebody says. And like I said, I don't want y'all to be more paranoid, but you can't just believe what somebody says. In fact, words, you should hear the words, but really watch and listen to the actions, because people's actions will let you know where their priorities lie. And if you're not a priority to them, that's cool. But if you're expecting to be a priority to them and they don't see it that way, yeah, it'll be a lot of pain. A lot of pain for you. Unfortunately, you cannot take communication at face value. You just can't do it. You can't do it. Can't do it. Jolene, I'm rooting for you. Hopefully you pass the autism test. Kelly used a really big word that I'm going to touch on later on the stream, discernment. Yeah. All of this will tie back around to discernment, which will be a skill that you will have to learn. Everybody watching this live stream needs to learn discernment. And I hate that you have to steady people like this. You have to steady people and break them down. And you got to go like this. Watch people. Take your time. You know, like you have to really just steady people like this. If you have some, facial hair, guys and girls, you can both go like this. Just steady people. Just watch them. Because they will tell you everything that you need to know about them. People tell you who they are. You just aren't listening. Or maybe you're listening to what they're saying, but you're not watching what they're doing. And this is one of the biggest reasons why you're in pain. And look, the way that I define autism is that autism means that the way that you communicate and experience the world is different from other people. So because of this, you will need some external support. And this right here is the external support that I'm talking about, or one form of it. One form of it. And a lot of people who are undiagnosed, autistic, you don't know that you're on the spectrum. So how would you know all this? Nobody would tell you this. You have to let the algorithm hit you with a lot of different TikToks and reels about autism, and then you look into it, but you wouldn't know. So somebody has to put plant the seed. But when you learn that what people say and what they do are two different things, I think that's when it starts to be a little easier for you. What people say and what people do are two completely different things. And the majority of people, what they say is not what they do. So I hate to even be backwards, but it's safer to assume that what people say is not what they do until you see what they do. It sucks. It feels like a whole bunch of mental gymnastics. That's what it feels like. Like you have to really crunch your brain and think. We don't want to use our brain cells for that. It'd be cool if we could just relax and just breathe and have a good time. But we have to use our valuable brain cells to figure out where we stand with people, because nothing is worse than realizing that somebody is more to you than you are to them. If that makes sense. It sucks. It really sucks. And after this happens one or two times, normally you don't have to have this happen too many times. After it happens a couple of times, you learn. You learn fairly early on because of the pain. Pain is as a navigator. Remember back in the days when people were, they didn't have MapQuest, like way back in the day, before people had anything. Like centuries ago, people would use like the little compass or whatever, and it'll tell them where to go. That's what pain is. It kind of points you in the direction that you should go towards. Okay, all right. Now my people, now my folks over here. So the pain is going to point you in the right direction. It's going to point you in the right direction. Somebody says 3 times is a charm. Hey, not your average Pam. What a name, by the way. You give people 3 times? You give people 3 times. Okay, wow. Okay, respect. Wow. You give people 3. Okay, cool. Cool. Paige, welcome back to the stream. Wow. Yeah, I'm kind of shocked by that. You give people 3 times. 3 times to show me their character. Well, you know what? If you do that, you will figure their character out. You will. You actually will. You will. I'll give you that one. I don't know if I have 3 times in me myself. If I'm being honest, if I see one thing that's not right with my soul, I'm not somebody who cuts people off quickly, but if I see one thing that's not right with my soul and I have a deep intuitive feeling that something is off, that I'm not meant to be with this person, or I'm not meant to be with these group of friends, I'm out. I'm gone. And when you're really gone, you'll make a big announcement. Like you never do that. Like you make a big announcement when you want attention. Like, oh guys, I'm leaving social media for 2 weeks. No. When you're fed up, you leave. You say nothing, and you live your life. People won't even know you left. It's like, all right, I'm out. I'm really out. I'm out. I'm gone. Like Mario said, I will bounce. And Charles Hall, sorry to see this. Baby dad treated you like an inconvenience. Sorry. Sorry. My second talking point here. And for people on TikTok, the topic of discussion is the hardest lesson for autistic people to learn. So on TikTok, I can't fit the whole title of the live stream on TikTok. So I just said autism talk, but the full title should say, or I mean, if you're on Facebook or YouTube, it'll say the hardest lesson for autistic people to learn. Come see me live in Houston. So for those people who are in Houston, Texas, I'll be at the All Jokes Aside Comedy Club on April the 26th. And for people who are in Nashville, Tennessee, I'll be at the Zany's Lab Comedy Club on the 31st of May at 6:30 p.m. So if comedy is your thing, hit the link in the bio and come out. If not, I appreciate your support. All right, so the second talking point, realizing people's inconsistencies. All right. Okay. And / the boundary test. Yeah, there we go. Lauren has cut out a lot of people this last year because of realizing their character. Yeah, it sucks. And like I've seen videos on TikTok where people, like this one girl was saying that she cut off her friend because her friend was cheating on her fiance. And I used to think that was like petty. Like, why would you cut your friend off if you've been friends with that person your whole life? But I mean, if your friend can cheat on their fiance, you know, you may want to reevaluate that friendship, And why are you speaking about autism at comedy clubs? Is it funny? Sometimes we can poke fun at ourselves. Sometimes. If a joke is funny, it's funny. And keep in mind, we never punch down. We have fun. Number 2, Cat. So all the comedy shows will be recorded. They'll be recorded, and I'll post them online, especially the short form clips, because that's what really people like. All right. So for my second talking point, all right, keep in mind the title is the hardest lesson for people. The hardest lesson for autistic people to learn is that not everybody has the same heart as them. All right. So that's the hardest lesson. And for my talking points, number 1, we had realizing that what people say is not what they mean, and what they mean is not what they say. So that's number 1. Now, number 2 is realizing people's inconsistencies / the boundary test. All right. So one thing that you see with autism is this need for consistency, this need for routine, this need to do the same thing every single day, to eat the same thing every single day. When you operate within routine for the autistic person, it helps to regulate you. And when you have to deviate and you have to go against the routine that you set for yourself, it can make you very upset. Which is why, for the autistic people in your life, it's better to give them a heads up. You don't just say, "Hey, today we're going to the park and we're gonna go shopping at Walmart and Target." This was their off day. They didn't know that you were gonna go shopping today. It's better to give your autistic loved ones a heads up, all right? Because consistency is a way to regulate themselves. And if you're autistic, it's helpful to tell the people in your life, "Hey, give me a heads up before you just switch the plan on me." And sometimes people will treat their emergencies as your emergencies. So because they're in a situation, all of a sudden you have to be inconvenienced. So knowing that you need routine and consistency, you can advocate for yourself. All right. So now back on topic. When you realize people's inconsistencies for the first time, it's very confusing. It's very confusing. And sometimes you don't realize people's inconsistencies until you set a boundary. Until you set a boundary. That's a test right there. And this test is going to be the hardest with people that are the closest to you. All right. I'm talking about your family, your spouse, the people that you don't want to set boundaries with. That's what I'm talking about right now. That's what I'm talking about. Luckily, or hopefully, your family are not people that you have to worry about. Okay. But like Lavidia is saying, why people are not authentic is confusing also. Yeah, the majority of people are not authentic. I mean, that's a different segue, and we'll go into that later, but it's people's inconsistencies, which is confusing. And what is really painful is when you catch on to who people are late. That's what hurts. You realize who the person is after they've come to your house, after you've broken bread with them, after you spent months with them, sometimes even years. This person has got into your inner circle. And the reason why they were your friends is because it was convenient for them. It was convenient. But the first time that you finally built up the courage to set a boundary, they made it a big deal. Okay, yeah. Yep. That's a sign that something ain't right. That's a sign that something ain't right. Lynn says, after you had 2 kids together, sometimes that person is the person that you're with. And that really sucks. It sucks when you're sleeping with the enemy, for lack of a better term. That's really painful. That's because it's like, damn, like we came together and exchanged bodily fluids to bring life into this world. How could you be rooting against me? How could you not have my best interest at heart? Yeah, no, it's super heartbreaking. And this is why every now and then, now, I want to be very clear here. Don't go around to everybody in your life saying no and being standoffish on purpose. Don't do that. But what you do need to do is every now and then tell people that you really love no and see what they say. That's the boundary test. Every now and then, somebody asks you for something, can't do it. But, maybe next time. Start telling people no more. Start setting boundaries more. And then you will see people's true colors. Just like, I think it's Phil Collins. I see your true colors shining. I see your true colors. And that's why I love you. So don't be afraid. I gotta drink this water for your true colors. Well, that's a love song. So actually, in that case, the true colors are, and a good thing. But you don't see people's true colors until, the rubber meets the road. And if you haven't set a boundary with somebody, is it loyalty or is it convenience? I don't know if this is too deep for a Thursday night, but and I think Cyndi Lauper sang it originally, and then Phil Collins also made a version as well. But I think she has the original. I think she got the original. Oh yeah, if somebody pressures you, then look. In the YouTube video that I made, which will come out next week, Thursday, the example I gave is, let's say somebody comes to your house, okay? And somebody comes to your house. Oh, actually, this wasn't an example that I gave, but this is an even better example. You're cool with this person. Y'all like the same music. You like the same games. You like the same movies. They're a friend. You met them at work, and now y'all become like, y'all bonded. You invite the person over to your house, and then they come with their vape pen. And then they hit it once, and you're like, you know what? Like, I don't mind you hitting your vape pen, but can you do it outside, or can you do it in the other room because I don't like the smell? If the person goes, oh, well, like, it's just a vape pen, like it's odorless, like it's not even gonna make it smell. That's a sign right there that they don't respect your boundaries. It's real subtle things like that. Because they can say that, and then they can put the vape pen back in their pocket and be like this. But now you have to realize that you just got valuable information on this person. You set a boundary, and they didn't like it. They didn't like it. They were huffing and puffing and trying to. How you gonna argue with me about my boundary? You're telling me, oh well, is this a vape pen? Like it doesn't smell like. I mean, I could actually like roll up a joint. No, I don't like it. When you catch yourself explaining your when you catch yourself explaining your boundary for the second and fourth and then sixth and eighth time. Yeah, yeah. And Renee, it depends. Normally, it's family that you struggle with. It's family that you struggle with. Ah, Connor, dang it. Damn, Connor. I hate to read this. My best friend since age 13 robbed me blind at age 35 when I offered him shelter during a rough patch in his life. The road to hell is paved with our good intentions. Unfortunately, that's true. Connor, it sucks. It sucks. And somebody on TikTok was saying, I never had people over to my house. I don't know what y'all are doing in the year 2026, but be careful with who comes to your house. I'm thinking about the things I used to do before my frontal lobe fully formed. You meet a girl and you think she's cool and come back to, I don't know you. Like, what the heck was I thinking? What the heck was I thinking? Or sometimes, I'm playing pickup basketball with some guys and, oh, these some cool guys. Hey, come over to the crib. Let's watch football and eat wings. These are strangers that you're bringing into your house. These are strangers. You can't just be bringing people into your house. You just can't. But look, if y'all are social butterflies and y'all like bring people to your house, don't switch up anything you're doing. I'm just saying, I don't want to go too dark, but normally when people are robbed by somebody, it's by somebody who knows the whole layout of your house. They know where the money is at. They know where you and your spouse's bedroom is at. They know where the kids sleep. It really be your own people. Unfortunately, you don't get too paranoid here, but just understand that, we should exercise some judgment when it comes to bringing people over to our house. Just be very careful. Very, very, very careful. I am so close. Like, people rarely come over now. I'm like, people just rarely come over. Yeah. They know where the money is at. They know where your medications are at. You come home, somebody took all your Adderall, and now you can't focus on work. Just be careful. Just be careful. Just be careful. Emily, how are you? Good to see you. Be careful. The inconsistency that you see with people is tough. People are one way, then the next day, they switch up. People will tell you, man, you're such a cool guy. Next time we have this big hangout, I'm going to invite you. And then you find out that that same person hung out with the whole friend group without you. And you're confused because the person told you that y'all are friends. So how are you going to hang out with the whole friend group without me? Like, you didn't invite me. Did you forget? Like, are you doing this on purpose? At some point, you start to gaslight yourself. You're like, hold up. Like, what actually is even going on over here? What's going on over here? Right. Look, somebody comes to your house. They know where your Adderall is at. They steal your Adderall. You got your prescription filled just a week ago. So now you have to wait 21 days to get another prescription because the doctor won't write it. We can't write prescriptions like before the 30 days, especially with a controlled substance. So now somebody then robbed you. They took your Adderall and they took your trazodone. I don't know why you steal trazodone, but they took everything. All because you both like Monopoly. So you're like, oh, come over to my house. Let's play Monopoly. Then they rob you. You came in at an interesting time. I was off on a tangent. And somebody TikTok says, my ex would steal my Adderall. Oh, look, guys, I wish these were examples. Somebody's ex would steal their Adderall. And Nessa said, they can have that trazodone. Yeah, nobody's stealing trazodone. Nobody's stealing trazodone at all. Kate Besser, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Kate. And Leilani, I agree. My ex-friend and roommate will go through my things and find ways to invade my privacy. I remember her fixing the bathroom door Her fixing it meant it would no longer. Oh. I moved ASAP. People. And Zoe Ross, I appreciate you. I see your comment. So true. I'm high functioning autistic, and people used to befriend me, come over and rob me. What's up with people robbing autistic folks? What's going on? Man, this is a safe space. Come here and tell your story. Come tell your story. This is a safe space. So I don't deal with people like that anymore. Hardly anyone even has my address anymore. Yeah. We should be much more selective with the people that we allow to come over to our houses. Yeah. People are inconsistent. And that's just really all of us. Like, we're not better than anybody else. We at our core are inconsistent. Maybe autistic people are probably a bit more consistent, but we are all a bit, inconsistent. People can switch up on you. Untested loyalty is really just convenience. You never set a boundary. Jolene, I appreciate you. Your home should be your safe space. Oh, my tie is disturbing you. Yeah, I really wanted to go with the other black tie that I had. But I put this on and I'm like, this is too much for you to take it off. We're gonna rock with this. Oh yeah. They'll steal your Xanax. Anything controlled, will be stolen. I gotta come out to North Carolina at some point. I gotta come out there at some point. Guys, this is really a thing. Come on up, share your story. Share your story. Stephanie says, definitely was robbed of my Adderall while on vacation with friends. I'm about to lock up my Adderall. The tie is too tight. It probably is. I'm about to lock up my Adderall. People are stealing. Friends are stealing Adderall. Heck no. Heck no. I came to Chicago a year and a half ago, and Chicago is tied with Juneau, Alaska for the best show I've ever had. So I may come back to Chicago this year. Chicago is actually my top comedy city in the U.S. It's tied with Juneau, Alaska. It really is. My daughter stole a whole month's worth of my anxiety meds and Adderall. Okay, Charles. Okay, man. Somebody got their Ativan, Somakev. Yo, who are y'all letting into your houses? Yeah, lock up the medications. These people are not your friends. Man. Do not let people just come over to your house. And the thing is, these medications have high potential for abuse. But y'all know, because y'all take them. These are very important medications. Like, I always travel with my Adderall. These are very important not that some are not important, but these are very important medications. And people steal them so they can sell them. Ridiculous. Come to Anchorage. Yeah, I gotta come out to Anchorage. I haven't been to Anchorage. I gotta come out to Perth, Australia too. Jasmine, some meds are more stealable than others, and this is one of them. It really sucks, But on a serious note, we have to be very careful with who we allow into our lives. Stace on TikTok is saying, "Best friend made me get a loan." Saying, Stace, nobody can make you do anything. They coerced you into getting a loan. Best friend made me get a loan, saying he'd pay it to crash the car and buy a new one, but not pay me. What? Mickey Ficky. Golly. Yeah. You have to be careful with the people around you. You gotta be careful. And for my third talking point right here, because we went off on a little bit of a tangent, but the third talking point, we're going back to discernment. And somebody mentioned that earlier. And discernment is a mandatory survival skill. And no, this is not pre-recorded. If you're watching right now, what 7:40 on the West Coast, 10:40 on the East Coast. Yeah, we're live. We're live. Discernment is a mandatory survival skill. Discernment. And you can get better at this by building up your intuition. Your intuition is that thing within you that tells you to not go over to that person's house, to cancel that flight, cancel that trip, to stop hanging out with this person, to break up with this person. And when you feel these things, you shouldn't make a impulsive decision. Give yourself some time to sit and think on it, so that way you can make sure that what you do is what you actually want to do. Okay, take your time and make sure that what you're doing is what you actually want to do. But sometimes you just have this feeling within yourself that's like, nah, I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't do this. I don't think I should do this. I don't feel like something's wrong. Like I shouldn't be with this person. That one can get a bit tricky too, especially if you're dating them, because you're like, I've already put so much work and so much investment into this relationship, and like they know my family, I know their family, but it just ain't it. Sometimes you have no explanation. That's your intuition. That's the discernment. This is a mandatory survival skill. It's a mandatory survival skill. And what happens when you are not good at this skill is that you become guarded, paranoid, cynical. Because if you can't discern and figure out, who the high character individuals are, you'll just close off everybody. Because it's just easier to be like, you know what? I'm gonna hang out with none of y'all, and I'm just gonna be at home by myself and have fun. I'm just gonna be at home. And a lot of us are pretty good at being at home by ourselves. Unfortunately, we need people. We need people. We need people. I believe that people have ulterior motives if they start to get friendly with me, been burnt. Right. This is exactly what I was talking about. After you've been burnt far too many times, you start to question everything. Why is this person being nice to me? Who is it that they want to get to through me? What is it that they want from me? What do I have? Like, why would you want to be my friend? Not that you're a bad person, but you need an explanation as to why somebody is so friendly all of a sudden, which is a bit of a red flag for somebody to just come out the blue and be super friendly. But when you know how to discern, right, then you allow yourself to, go back out there and meet people. And you're putting yourself out there once again, because we need people to connect. We need people. Life is a social game. People need people. So if you have the gift of discernment, you can be amongst people and you can know that somebody is capped. Sometimes somebody's capped. You know how they are, and you don't say anything, and it's just best to leave it like that. Because if you know somebody's fake or phony, you exposing them won't do anything. They're just going to go somewhere else and continue being fake and phony. It's best to say nothing. But it's really hard to bite your tongue, because you want to be like, I know who you are. I know who you are. But you exposing them just gives you the temporary satisfaction. But that person will go somewhere else and do the same thing. You know who they are. You ain't got to say nothing. You know exactly who they are. Catfish personalities. Yeah, we need each other. Unfortunately, distancing is what led me to suffer from agoraphobia. Guys, if you stay inside for too long, it becomes hard to go outside. And this happens for a lot of neurodivergent people, where you get burnt by folks. You put yourself back out there. You get burnt again. You're like, all right, you know what? I'm struggling. I don't know who is real and who, wants something from me. So I'm just going to retreat and isolate myself. And then you do this and you stay inside for so long that it becomes hard to go outside. Y'all remember after COVID, the first couple of days, first couple of weeks when you left the house, you see how hard it was to talk to people or even look them in the eye? We lost some social. We lost some social skills because of COVID, because we weren't talking to people. We were doing Zooms and, everything was Zoom, FaceTime and Zoom. We weren't actually seeing people. And yeah, I think a lot of people develop bad social anxiety because of it. So we do have to get outside the house. Outside is where the magic happens. You have to get outside. Outside is where the magic happens. I was jumped 3 times before the age of 18, shut down until 25. When our family got spiked. Dang it. Jumped to 4. Ooh. Yeah, John, sorry for your experience. Sorry. And when you gain the ability to reframe things, then you can say, okay, what happened to me was awful, but now I'm going to use this experience to put myself in a better position. And when you look at the common denominator between all the people that did you wrong, you'll see a couple of things that will tip you for the future. So that way, when you see those traits in other people, you know to run far away, to go far, far away. I can't hang with you. I can't hang with you. I still work remote, and now my social skills are worse than when I worked in person. Guys, and I actually did make a video about this today, and I'll post it after this live stream. But in the video, I'll talk about how work from home is a trap when you have ADHD. Because when you have ADHD, you'll be working from home like this. You'll be professional like this. You'll be in the Zoom meeting, every now and then you'll talk and say, I really agree with that. Yes, yeah. But then you stand up, you won't have no pants on. Obviously, I got pants on because I'm not finna, come here with no pants on. Don't want to scare y'all. But you'll be on a Zoom call with boxers, shorts, something you wear at home, pajama pants. Like you don't wake up and get your day started like the same way everybody else does. You may not even take a shower, brush your teeth, and nobody even gets this dressed up for work from home. Like we all have that one friend who works from home, and we have no idea what that person does. But they're all over the place. They're at the park one day, the next day it'll be a Wednesday at 10:40 a.m. They'll just be hanging out, just walking in the neighborhood, doing nothing. Work from home can be a trap. And then you lose track of time too. You don't know if it's 3 p.m. or if it's 9 a.m. Like you have no idea what's going on. And then you see that it's time for the Zoom meeting, and you quickly hop back on. You're like, okay, make sure that the camera is positioned high so that way, they can't see the fact that you're not wearing anything underneath. Thank you for telling the truth. Some people don't even have pants on. Some folks have no pants on. You better hope that the laptop doesn't trip. You better hope that you don't accidentally knock the webcam off. And be careful now. Be careful. At least get to the library every now and then. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm sure a lot of people do this. Now, I've never done I always wear at least shorts because I'm paranoid that something could happen. Like if I have my scrub tops and like let's say I'm seeing a patient, can't have my scrubs on, I can wear this, but I gotta wear at least shorts at the bottom because if the webcam get knocked off, and like you're just down here all free willy, it's not very professional, not good at all. Not good at all. Aaron is not good at all. And Nessa says, if I don't dress up, I'll be lazy and not perform as well. So I act like I'm going in person. That's what I would do if I were working from home. Yep. I would dress up just like this. And that way, like, you feel like you're supposed to be at the office. Oh, yeah. I don't want y'all to see my free willy now. No free willy. It's Willie cost. That would really suck. That would really suck. See, work from home is a trap. It's a trap. What you want to see? Okay. I'm weak. Now I gotta cover up my free willy now. I wear PJ pants and a hoodie. Okay. And sometimes you don't even join the meeting with the camera on. You just put the camera off. But then what happens when you're called? You're called upon, and people are like, "Oh, hey, where are you? Like, show us your face." And you're like, "No, show us your face." "Oh, my camera broke. It's not working right now." Just show us your face. It's all good. We don't mind. No, my camera's not working. Like, no, I can't get on camera. Right. My camera breaks a lot. My camera is tripping. Hey, John. Hey, this is funny. He said, no homo. I remember when we used to say that as kids. I'm weak. Only Kojo's. Yeah. No free willy now. No free willy. No free willy. But that was my my third talking point, the gift of discernment. You got to have discernment when looking for friends. Let them figure it out, Haley. Yeah, just let them figure it out. Oh, Jolene, we have fun over here. We have fun over here. I spend more time thinking about how I just want to turn the camera off than the topic of the meeting. Yeah, because you're self-conscious the whole time during the meeting, and you have to look like you're paying attention. Sometimes I'll wear my glasses because that way the reflection, like the little light reflection off the glasses, will hide my pupils. So that way you can't see if I'm looking like this. You can't tell if I'm cross-eyed. You can't see anything because you have to sit there and kind of wait your turn. And I'm not the biggest fan of Zoom meetings. Work from home in IT and cybersecurity for small companies is helpful. They're spontaneity, however, where you need it, the team boss allows you to create your schedule yet. No, Jason, some people are able to make it work for themselves, but you got to have some discipline to work from home. Like you have to have a system for yourself. You definitely have to have a system for yourself because everybody wants the flexibility to work from home, right? We all want to know that. Oh, that's a big part of my practice, knowing that I can get on a Zoom call and I can send medications to somebody, or I can send meds to a pharmacy in Alaska or Arizona for a patient, and I can do it from my bedroom. That's super cool. That's super cool. You're diagnosing folks with ADHD and autism, and you're in your bedroom and they're wherever they're at. It's super cool, but you just have to find a way to like remind yourself that, okay, like I still am at work. Like I'm at work. Look, if we can get the notes, we would opt out. We would definitely opt out. We would opt out. My facial expressions in virtual meetings are not nice. Oh, do you have like the stank face on? Every Zoom meeting, there's always that one person who's like this. That must be Dina. Blank expression. Like I'm trying not to laugh. But the good thing about being like Dina is if you have the RBF, nobody will call on you. So actually, it's actually smart. Just, you don't want to look disinterested, but you have to just look a little mean, so that way they won't call on you. Because if you're too happy and you're smiling, then they'll ask you to make a presentation. You know, uh, your face cannot lie. You have to develop a poker face, Haley. And when people say everybody has ADHD or autism, just agree with them. Say okay, because when they say that, oh, everybody has ADHD and autism, okay, because they want something back from you. So when you don't give them anything back, you're like, all right, well, not everybody has it, but you were just trying to get a reaction out of me. That's all. Isn't that masking? Uh yeah, yeah, yeah. But sometimes you do mask at work. Sometimes you do mask at work. Legal meeting. Congratulations. Hope that went well for you, Coco. You're good at poker, but you have a poker face? That's funny. My expression says everything I'm thinking. Good thing most people don't pay unless they're like us. Right. Most people aren't really focused on you. I think we're just self-conscious and we think that people are looking at us. But it's helpful to know. It's helpful to know to know that your facial expressions say everything. It means that you're feeling the emotion. I got a calm. I'm assuming a call. I got a call from HR because someone felt I was showing too much skin. What? Sarah, you would never do that. They felt as if you were showing too much skin. Now I keep a cardigan to throw on for calls. But why was this person? Sometimes folks be worried about the wrong thing. You're talking about company policy and you're breaking down the company's objectives and everything, and somebody's like, she's showing too much skin. I can see her shoulder. As if you can be turned on by a shoulder. Mickey Ficky. That sucks, Sarah. That really sucks. That sucks. I told HR I was uncomfortable on camera and they were okay with me. They're showing my forehead. That's hilarious. That's funny right there. Yeah, after the Zoom call ends, you have relief. You're like, I don't think anybody likes those calls. And especially when the calls could have been like an email or something like that. You're like, this could have been an email. This could have been an email. Right. I can see your clavicle. Now, the person who got turned on by a clavicle, that's the person I'm worried about. Contacting HR. Like, just imagine that call. I just imagine, like, maybe I'm doing too much, but just imagine calling HR. You're like, well, HR, I got an issue. Oh, what's going on? I was in a Zoom meeting today, and Sarah, I mean, I could see her clavicle, and I saw her shoulder, and it made me feel the way. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that Sarah was showing skin. I'm sorry. We'll talk to her. We'll make sure she wears a cardigan for the next meeting. Mickey Ficky. Yeah, like why people being, but hey, some people have some fetishes, I guess. That's one hot neck you have. I'm up at 4 a.m. because I have a Zoom call today at 2 p.m. Okay, Jennifer, hopefully it goes well. Hopefully you don't show your shoulders. I'm not sure how things will go over for you, but make sure you cover up your shoulders and your neck. Collarbones too. I got fired last year because colleagues started to call me boss. Workplace dynamics are so interesting, and I feel like you do need some drama at work. Okay. Because people need problems to solve. So you need some drama at work just to give people their daily dose of entertainment. But there's a point, there's a threshold that you can hit where it's like, all right, this is too much. I don't care. And most of us, really don't care for drama anyway. But a little drama just to get people something to do in the break room, like who did this, and a little drama is okay. A little drama, at least it's better than. I've actually I've been on Zoom calls where you know nips have been um you could see them, and the worst thing about that is that it becomes the elephant in the room. Like, I've been on calls where I'm like, I know I'm not the only one who sees this. I'm not gonna report it to HR, but I'm like, damn, like I'm trying to focus, but like it's in my face. Jet, I'm happy you joined. I'm hoping your Seahawks pull it out this weekend. I'm hoping they pull it out this weekend for you. Yeah, it's hard to look away when, I mean, like, I'm like, I don't want to look, because you don't feel like a creep. Like, as guys, anything to not feel like a creep. But it's like, if, and I don't know. Okay, I got three sisters. I got a mom. I got aunties. I've dated a lot of women, but I just don't know why. Like, maybe women, y'all can help me out here, ladies. But like, how you can wear something and we can still see the nips. I don't know. I don't know if that's intentional or, but I've been in calls where I see it and I'm like, okay, I'm trying to focus. I'm trying to focus. Rebecca, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Right. It's just like it's in your face. I'm trying to focus, man. Goddamn. Try to focus. We go live Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 o'clock California time. They need some. Okay. Because I know that they have. Okay, gotcha. They call it covers. Is that what it's called? Covers? Because I've seen those things that you can. Women are fascinating. I believe it's intentional. Well, you said it. I didn't say it. I didn't say it because I don't know how that stuff works. Body cakes. Body cakes. Okay, wow. I'm learning so much. I'm learning so much here. And Deneen, you're right. Like, I didn't know about body cakes until right. Like, I've seen them before, but I didn't know like what they were for real. So I always assume positive intent. Like, maybe somebody just doesn't know about the body cakes or whatever. And maybe it could be intentional, but I like to default towards the person like they didn't know. This is a corny joke, man. It's so funny. Ah, that's funny. That's funny. That's funny. Jasmine, I was talking about like no, not the actual nips, like showing through the shirts. Like when it shows through the shirts, and you're like, like like you see it, but you can't say anything. You're like, you know. Like, guys' faces are so hilarious when that happens because, like, well, any decent guy is not gonna say anything. Like, we just mind our business and go about our day, but our faces are funny. We're looking everywhere but direct. We're like, the weather sure is nice today. Okay. uh, Livia, they could know. I don't know. They could know. Emily says they didn't know or they want to be comfortable and they are too old to carry anybody thinks. Okay. Thank you for the heart on TikTok, by the way. And what's a body? Yeah, so not everybody knows what body cakes are. Like I just learned the name today. That's a funny name, a body cake. Interesting, a body cake. Um, okay, okay. And Deborah says, um, I wear proper clothing, but I will not go out of my way to add adhesive or uncomfortable layers. Mine are prominent. So, look, that's something that you have to think about. Because I am a guy, so I've never worn body cakes. I don't know how. Like, I don't know what it feels like, but a lot of people in this community have sensory needs. So putting plastic up against your body, I don't know how that feels. Maybe it's uncomfortable. If it's uncomfortable and like when we go through our day, right? You're not thinking about the fact that oh, my hand is heavy or like I have feet. You only think about something when you have a cut on your hand, like I can really feel this cut in my hand. So having to be mindful of a body part because there's plastic sticking to your skin, or I would imagine that that's the case. Um, and there's some people who don't know what body cakes are. Okay, mine could cut glass in water. That's hilarious. And makeup by Farrah. Oh, this is an ADHD tangent for sure. What are we supposed to do? It's cold, which is why I said I can't just assume that it's being done on purpose. Thank you for the galaxy thing. You know, because you just never know. I'm sure there's some people who do it intentionally, but and Leilani, I have no idea how we got here. I have no idea how we got here. Like Scotch tape, that's funny. All right, let me see. So we're at that 1 hour mark. All right, so Leilani, I'll hang on for 10 more minutes, and let's just do some random Q&A. Someone said, "Could that be a woman's right statement too?" I don't know. I'll let the women decide. Like, I'll let them decide. But I do appreciate learning about body cakes. And Elizabeth, I appreciate that. Thank you. Those galaxies are $15. Oh, to the person on TikTok who sent me the $15, thank you so much. I gotta be fresh for you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, let's do a Q&A. Do you think autism spectrum will be changed in DSM-6? Ooh. I think I feel like the criteria will be slightly expanded. I think if you ask me, because there's so much more to autism that what you see in the DSM-5. I think they'll expand it. I think that they will expand it. Anika, appreciate you. What's going on? Fair. It's $26 in Australian dollars. 26 Australian dollars. Anika, thank you. Thank you. This is a good one right here. Will ADHD be added? As a form of diagnosis, I don't think that it will. I think that they'll just have, I think we'll recognize that people can have both more. Because clinicians used to not like diagnosing both at the same time. Because they're like, oh, well, it could be ADHD or it could be autism, and there is overlap. But I don't think that they're going to add ADHD. I don't think so. Let me see. Your videos show me I wasn't the only one who dealt with things. Oh yeah, no, Andrew, it's a relief to know that you're not the only one. Because then you're like, damn, like I'm the only autistic person. I'm the only one with ADHD. Same for a lot of other DSM. Meaning, oh, like the criteria be expanded. Start a home daycare. Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, no. Any questions that Anika has will definitely be answered. She sent 26 Australian dollars. Oh yeah. I'm keeping an eye out for Anika's questions. I'm keeping an eye out. Baby, I don't want to know. Expand criteria, more specific. I do think that's how autism will be. Anyone want to give me advice on how to communicate to people without sounding like a know-it-all just because you get excited? Compared to the do you know what campaign this is in Polo Express? I think you can keep your excitement, but you could probably slow down the pace with which you talk. Because a lot of us sometimes, like I do it too, I get excited and I start to talk really fast, but it becomes difficult to communicate when you're going fast. So if you can go slower, so let's say I'm talking about the Titans' new head coach, and I'm passionate about my Titans. I will go really slow. I would say, man, the Titans has got a brand new head coach. I think this guy could take us to the Super Bowl. We have a quarterback who's really good. We have $100 million in cap space. We have the 4th overall pick in the draft. So I'm intentionally slowing down how I talk. And also, what you could do is, as you slow down how you talk, you could put some more variation in how you talk, like maybe some inflection. So if you're excited about something, say, oh, my name is Maria Hall and I'm excited about this. Use your limbic voice. Just slow things down. Slow things down. How do you feel about the Patriots? They took your coach. Oh, look, a squirrel. I am happy for the Patriots. I'm a big fan of Mike Vrabel. I think it was a mistake for us to fire him, but I'm happy that he's happy, and I'm happy that he's made it to Super Bowl. So all love for me. All love for me. I made a mistake. It was 22. Oh, 22. I'll take that. I'll take that. I didn't know how expensive those galaxies were. What was your original impact and motivational factor to sharing your lived experience? Miss Scott on TikTok. Well, at one point, I used to really care about what people thought about me. And the quickest way to break that was to write a book. My first book was called You Already Won. I released it in September of 2019. So that's where I talked about having ADHD. And I just put everything that I was afraid to say in that book, and I sold it to people. And after that, I felt liberated. And coincidentally, I would start TikTok a few months later, and then I blew up on TikTok. But I had to give myself permission to not care about what other people thought. So I started sharing my lived experiences, and I think that's what separates me from other people in my area of the internet. Because most healthcare professionals will, they'll say, "Oh, this is what to look out for." But like for me, like I'll say, like, "Hey, this is what I do." I can also tell you what to look out for, but I'll tell you, how things have been like for me. Okay, Maria, you got this. You got this. All right, I'm trying to catch as many questions as possible. What's the best way to come out of burnout? I was laid off about a year ago. Then my whole friend group also blew up within the same time due to setting boundaries. Okay, so with burnout, a strict bedtime and also a set time on when to wake up. You want to give yourself some routine, and then you want to give yourself grace. Talk to yourself in a very kind way, and then do your best to figure out what you want to do. Because a lot of times burnout comes from working very hard on the wrong things. So figure out what you want to do and direct your energy towards that. And if you have to work a job to fund what you have to do, then compartmentalize. Understand that you're working a job, but not that that's your future at that trucking company or whatever, but you're working that job to get some money to pour into what you actually want to do. But routine and prioritization will save you. It will save you. I have my first online appointment with my first new psychiatrist in a while tomorrow. Any overall general advice on how to make the best initial impression? I would say the things that you're most afraid to talk about, write it out on a piece of paper. So that way, when the appointment starts, you know how to articulate yourself. Because I get why you want to make a good initial impression. Because during this appointment, everything that you do will be judged. They will be looking at how you sit. Are you slumped over? Are you sitting up straight? They will look at, your face. Like, does your facial expression match what you're saying? If you're saying, "I'm so happy right now," those two things aren't congruent. You're saying that you're happy, but then you have a flat affect. So your psychiatrist will be looking for a lot of different things, and just be as relaxed as possible. But write out the things that you're most afraid to talk about, so that way you can articulate yourself really well when it's time. Did you get an itch, or was that an uncomfortable thing? I'm not sure what I did, but if it was weird, then it's probably something I do a lot. Let's see. My doctor is forcing me to try Wellbutrin first. Depression is from ADHD. Yeah, Rosella, this is something that a lot of clinicians do because, you know, sometimes they're afraid that people are going to sell the ADHD meds, and it varies from provider to provider. A lot of providers are like, no stimulants ever, which is kind of dumb when you're treating ADHD, because that's how you treat ADHD. But I mean, out of the non-stimulants, I would say Wellbutrin is one of the better ones in my opinion. Oh, I forgot. TikTok doesn't like when I talk about meds. My bad. My bad, TikTok. The TikTok gods. My bad. Dr. Lizzie Hill, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you for sharing the live as well. Thank you for sharing the live as well. And Anika says, they said that to me in court. Her face doesn't match what she's saying. Yeah, that's something that we look for, because we do something called a mental status exam. So we look at people's affect, and we look to see if what they're saying appears to be in line with how they present themselves. I always feel like people are rushing me. You feel like this is an ADHD problem. Bunny, it depends. If you are also rushing yourself as well, then it's probably an ADHD thing. But if people are rushing you, it could be a sign that they're trying to get something from you, or maybe they're impatient or impulsive. It depends. Let me get to some of these TikTok questions. But I think my face matches how I feel. Okay. And sometimes people think that way, and it may be the opposite. I'm not saying that that's what's happening in this scenario. Lindsay, I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling good today. I know someone that takes both. Like what? Wellbutrin and a stimulant. If that's what you were talking about, that I see that fairly often. I don't think that that's weird. I've given both to patients before. I'm trying to see. Okay, is it normal to have adverse reactions to meds? To every med, not really, but you can do some genetic testing, and that can be helpful. Genetic testing is a game changer if your provider offers it. Oh, Leilani, I appreciate that. I went over. All right, let me answer 3 more questions, Leilani, then we get to go. But the timers are so helpful. And I do this in real life where I'll have a timer, and like, even if I hit snooze, when you hit snooze on the iPhone, they give you like 8 or 9 more minutes. And I'll hit snooze until I get myself to do the task that I'm avoiding. So without timers, I will be way more behind on everything that I'm doing. I have heard people say this before, Levita. Let me get 3 questions. Hopefully they let me talk about this, but supplements that I like, creatine. I take creatine every day. L-theanine, magnesium. Those drops, L-methylfolate, that's pretty high on my list. I found that to be very helpful for my mood. So methylated vitamins, I think it's a cheat code. But L-methylfolate, I think I forgot to take it today. I'll probably take it after the live stream. But that, creatine, water, don't forget your water. Sometimes just hydrating will fix a lot of your problems. I can't think of anything else that I take. I think I take zinc gummies as well. Yeah, zinc gummies. I'm getting older and older. That's how I know I'm getting too old. I'm taking all these supplements. I remember growing up, my grandma would have like 30 medication bottles, and I was like, "Damn, how somebody get to all those bottles?" And then I hit my 30s, and I'm like, "Okay, that's how she got there. That's how she got there." You start with the supplements. Before you know it, they're adding medications. Mickey Ficky. Tim, how are you? Hey, good to see you. What's going on? Good question right here. Your provider has to offer it. Certain people do it. And it doesn't help you. Does it help if we know? Ah, I mean that could help, but the genetic testing, um, and also it tests for the MTHFR gene mutation as well. So it's more so to test for that and also to see what medications would work better for you. I think if you can get it, by all means, do it. Definitely do it. If you can get it, do it. Organic nettle tea has been good. Okay. And someone on TikTok says no L-methylfolate. I mean, I've made videos about this on my TikTok page. So that's the main product that I promote on my TikTok page. So you can get it off the TikTok shop. For those people watching on Facebook, I'm not sure how you get it, but you can get it off the TikTok shop. Now, I use it every day. That one and the creatine, I use it every single day. Can you tell me what vitamin you take that makes you so handsome? My parents had sex at the right time. That's how I became so handsome. And wearing Invisalign 3 times. All right. Okay, let me find one last question. And then all right. All right, I'll answer this. Is consistently feeling like you're invalidated a symptom of ADHD or autism? So no, it's not a symptom of either one, but it's a common experience of people who are late diagnosed. So it's really for women too. You go to the office and you tell them, like when you go for an appointment with a psychiatrist, the average one, they're not looking for autism, okay? And sometimes they're barely looking for ADHD. So if you have one or both of those, you'll probably be misdiagnosed with depression or bipolar, or if they're feeling froggy, they may give you a personality disorder, but you're gonna feel as if you're invalidated because they were never looking for that diagnosis anyway. So all of your quirks and all the things that you do, they'll just chalk it up to, oh, this person is, like so and so, depression, anxiety, maybe OCD, but they don't really go, or look for ADHD and or autism. I wish that they did. No shows in South Carolina, but we gotta get some in South Carolina at some point. We gotta get them at some point. Oh, Tim says my son is nonverbal. Oh, Tim, I never knew that. It is an honor working together, and I didn't know that your son is nonverbal. I didn't know you had a kid. Okay, wow. Thank you for this comment. I appreciate that. And it is an honor working together. I know I said that was my last question, but we'll go 5 more minutes, and then we actually will wrap. Now I gotta head to the gym. It's leg day. I've been avoiding leg day. I think that's why I've been going on, because I'm avoiding leg day. I don't want to do leg day. I hate leg day. I'm trying to avoid it. That's what I'm doing right now. Yeah, 5 more minutes, and then I will go to the gym. Somebody asked about RSD. I've blown up many relationships because of RSD and emotional impulsivity. Okay, so the good news is that you know this, and now that you know this, you have to be nicer to yourself. I just got a text from my buddy. He said leg day. That's crazy. That is crazy. Hey, Rob, you know what's crazy? I'm on the live stream right now, and I was telling them that I was avoiding leg day, so I gotta go. And then you text me leg day. I'll be at the gym in like 15-20, and I'll send you my accountability photo. Leg day, I'm trying to avoid it, but I don't want to look like Johnny Bravo. So, but yeah, if you know that you have RSD and you blow up relationships because of this, don't judge yourself. But the next time you experience big emotions in a relationship, do nothing. Just do nothing. Sometimes doing nothing goes a long way. Just don't do anything. Don't break up with them. Don't buy them a great gift. Just do nothing. So many times in the past, I wish I could have just done nothing instead of, tweaking or something. We gotta do nothing. I'm weak. Legs do help to make you picky. I'm weak. I'm weak. No, Leilani, that is a sign. We have like 3.5 more minutes left. Yeah, you're right. And I do need the timer from Leilani. I definitely do need it. But legs do help to make you picky now. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Why does he look like Tay Diggs? I don't know, but I've gotten Michael Blackson at one point in my life, so I appreciate the Tay Diggs comparison. Doing nothing is difficult. It's very hard to do nothing, especially when you feel big emotions. If I'm being honest, the best thing that's helped me when I have big emotions and I'm feeling impulsive and I feel like I want to do something that I shouldn't do is just going to sleep. Straight up. Like when I have big emotions, I'm like, I'm about to go do this. I'm about to go break up. I'm about to, go call somebody out. I just take a cup of melatonin and I go to sleep. And then when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh, okay. It's not a big deal anymore. But in the moment, it's the biggest deal in the world. But just go to sleep. So do nothing or go to sleep. And that's what works for me. Do nothing or go to sleep. Yeah, like no, I appreciate you, and I need a timer. I need it. I need a timer. How long will I sleep? I mean, I'll sleep like I'll call it a night. It could be 7:30. We're still going to bed. We're still going to bed because I'll be better in the morning. But when I'm steaming, angry, like no. I'm just not going to be good for anything. Renee suppressor, you just go straight to sleep. It's better to sleep the whole weekend than to do something that's impulsive and then you've messed up a relationship or you've done something that you didn't want to do. I've never prescribed Quelbry. I've only continued it. Oh, I forgot TikTok doesn't like medication courses. Well, I'm done. I'm done. Facts. We're only as good as our headspace. Yeah. Sometimes the best thing you can do is reset your energy. Just go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. That's what's been the best for me to work through big emotions. Go to sleep or do nothing. And the best way to do nothing is to go to sleep. Just go to sleep. And if that's every weekend, then I'll evaluate like who am I hanging out with that's making me have to, like crash out. So because of that, I go to sleep. I would then evaluate my environment. And Haley, you're right. You can't do that with kids. I do realize that. I do realize that. All right, Leilani, we're coming up to the time for the live stream. We're coming up to the time for the live stream. Let me see. Next week Tuesday should be the next show, but I got a premiere that night, and Halle Berry's supposed to be there, so hopefully I can get a photo. Is Halle Berry single, y'all? I'm not gonna go into a long tangent. Like, I am gonna get up and go to the gym, but if y'all know if Halle Berry is single, let me know, because I may have to really dress up and. All right. So let me see. We will go live. Super Bowl Sunday. All right, we'll go live Monday then. We'll go live Monday, and then Thursday. Yeah, I got a lot of travel too. Yeah, ask her. I mean, I thought. I thought you could Google like people's relationship status or whatever. Oh, she has a boyfriend. Oh, okay. Like I don't keep up with people, so yeah. She's too old for me. She ain't too old for me. She ain't too old for me. She's his big mama. All right, y'all. So we'll be back again Monday. Yeah, we're back on the stream on Monday and then Thursday, regularly scheduled program. So I will see y'all then, and until then, take care. I love y'all. Peace. And try to get some sleep as well. Try to get some sleep. I'll do my best after this leg workout.